All right, happy Homebrew Wednesday, guys. In this episode, I will show you some homebrewing footage that I promised you I would. I made a double IPA, mostly Citra, and then a porter that I'm going to put vanilla in to make a vanilla porter. So I will show you that here in a little bit. First off, I want to tell you, on Saturday I went down to Minneapolis and bought a kegging setup from a guy and a bunch of other homebrewing equipment. I paid $200, and it's probably at least worth $500 worth of stuff. So let me just show you the kegging stuff. I'll try my best. There's a refrigerator. It's got a, how can I not remember? Oh, a picnic faucet. The guy had drilled a hole in it. It's not very pretty, but it works. I'll open it up. And there's the keg with a CO2 cylinder, and it's got a regulator. So I got that, plus a bunch of carboys, fermenting buckets, 22-ounce bottles, a couple the flip top bottles. What else? Just a bunch of random stuff. That strainer, you can see it behind me. Yeah, so I thought it was a pretty good deal, and it was a good excuse to go down to the cities and go to Northern Brewer in a good day for a road trip. So as you'll see in the brew footage coming up, I started recording with my camera or with my phone, and then there wasn't enough memory on my phone, enough space, so I just started using the computer again. And I bit off more than I can chew with this one. The first time ever recording brew day footage, I also brewed 10 gallons of all-grain beer, and it was it was a mess, but you have to see it. So let me show you that quick, and I'll come back and explain where the beer is at and exactly what I did. Alright guys, Sunday morning. I am doing a double brew day today. And when I told you last week what I'm doing, I've kind of changed that a little bit. The first one I'm doing is the St. Paul Porter. It's a recipe from Northern Brewer. I was there yesterday when I was in Minneapolis. The grain bill is 8 pounds 2-row, or 8.5 pounds 2-row, 1 pound English medium crystal, and a ½ pound of chocolate malt. The yeast I'm using is Y Yeast Ringwood Ale. I believe it's 1187. Yeah, 1187. The hops are going to be 1.5 ounces of cluster at the 60-minute mark and 1 ounce of Cascade. The second brew I'm doing, and I'm going to be doing these simultaneously because I know I have 2 mash tuns. This one is going to be a Citra double IPA, I believe. So I still haven't decided, but this has 13 pounds 2-row, 1 pound crystal malt, 60 Lovibond. And then at the 60-minute mark, I have Warrior hops, 30-minute mark, Citra. And then I believe what I'm going to do is ½ ounce increments, or actually this is going to be a ½ ounce at 30. And I think I'm just going to do a ½ ounce 30, ½ ounce 15, ½ ounce 10, ½ ounce 5, and then flame out. Or I might just add 1 ounce at flame out. I haven't really decided. The recipe I'm getting this from is on Beersmith, and it said it took an award in Colorado for best in show on the IPA. So, and then I have just 2 packets of USO5. I've never had problems with dry yeast, and I'm using 2 because the gravity is a little high. I think I can't remember what the starting gravity is going to be, but I believe the beer is upwards almost 8%. So, and then I have 1 ounce for Citra. I'm considering adding a different hop as well in the dry hop, another 1 ounce of something. So can you guys tell me what you think would go good with Citra and a dry hop? So that might be the only change I make. There is my 8-gallon kettle. That's what I will do the boil in. I have a friend coming over that has he has a 10-gallon pot, so we'll do simultaneous boils. A 6-gallon stainless steel kettle that I just got yesterday. So that's what I'll heat up my sparge water and everything with. And I probably just heat that up on the stove. There's my wort chiller. This bunch of miscellaneous stuff. Here's my mash tun that I made out of that cooler. Nothing special. But this one has a 10-gallon capacity, which I'm going to need for that IPA, because I do plan on doing a mash out. And then I have 20 gallons of water here. And I do not filter my water. What I do is I let it sit out 24, 48 hours, and I use one, no, I can't remember, Camden tablet, one Camden tablet per 10 gallons. And then I just, crush it up and treat it with that, and that seems to get the chlorine and the chloramine out. I will eventually do filtering, but I just don't yet. And this is the other mash tun. I do not have a hot liquor tank yet. I don't feel like I really need it. It would be convenient. I do have that other cooler that I'm going to turn into a hot liquor tank, but I just have not done that yet. So in this brew day, I will just show you little short clips of everything that I do in my process. See you in a little bit. Alright guys, start of the brew day. I have 7.5 gallons of water, bringing it to about 168, 169. And I'm just going to use that same temperature for both grains. The porter should be a little bit hotter, but I can always add boiling water if I need to. I got my little old beer pong table from college blocking the wind. And once that gets up the temp, we'll be mashing it. Hey guys, I was using my iPhone as a camera and now I don't have enough memory, so I'm going to have to use my computer or the rest of the brew footage. But right here, this isn't working. I have my Sparge, or not Sparge, mash out temperature water heating. So we calculate online in Beersmith, and I have to bring, I can't remember the amount, but bring it up to boiling and then add that to try to get up to a temperature of 168 to 170. The reason you do that is you stop mash conversion. I haven't Vorlofted yet. It's going to be about another 5 minutes before I do that. An hour and 15-minute mash just to make sure everything's good. I'll do an iodine test first. I'm not going to record that because you guys have seen that before. But if the iodine test is good, I'll start, or I'll do the mash out and then start Vorlofting. All right, so I put in an ounce of Warrior and a half ounce of Citra in the IPA. The porter is just coming up to a boil, and we'll put an ounce and a half of cluster in. Alright, now I'm putting in an ounce and a half of cluster. Boom. Sorry guys, this isn't so good, but I'm trying my best. Here's a half ounce at 30 minutes of Citra in the IPA. Alright, there you go. I know it wasn't exciting and it wasn't done very well, but I didn't show all the hop additions. Once I got to a certain point, I was like, why do I need to show all the hop additions? You guys know how to do that. But at least you got to see my equipment and kind of how I brew. With the double IPA, I did an ounce of Warrior, a half ounce of Citra, and that was at 60. And then the rest was Citra. I did a half ounce at 30, half ounce at 15, half ounce at 10, and then an ounce right at flame out, and maybe a minute before the boil ended. And then the porter had an ounce and a half of cluster at 60, and then an ounce of Cascade at 15. And I'm going to, like I said, put vanilla in that. I'm going to dry hop the double IPA, and I'm going to do it right in the primary. So about, kind of right when fermentation's done, maybe a little bit after. I'm going to drop an ounce of hops in, and I'm only going to dry hop it for about 3 or 4 days. I read an article online where they did kind of a research study and found that hop aroma from dry hopping is best after 3 days. And if you do it any longer than 3 days, it slowly declines. So they said only 3 days. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 3 ounces in that, and then I'm going to transfer to a secondary, and I'm going to dry hop it again with something other than Citra for another 4 days, and then I'll throw it right in the keg, and I might even put an ounce of hops in the keg. I'm not sure. We'll see how it tastes when I'm kegging it and how it smells. As for efficiency, I didn't do as well this time, I don't think. The porter, the starting gravity was 1056. and the target gravity was 1052. So that I was higher than the expected. But with the IPA, I only got to 1068 starting gravity, and I was supposed to hit 1071. So, I mean, not way off, not a big deal. But so I will show you, I'm going to try to show you on my phone quick. I'll show you those fermenting. And then I'm going to do it with my phone because all day today I've been putting all my pictures and videos on Dropbox. And then I'm going to try to start just recording with my phone because I think the recording is a lot better, but we'll see how that works. So we'll show you that quick, and then I think that'll be about it. All right, so here's the porter. Not a bunch of light here, but as you can see, a nice dark color. It's kind of, I mean, it looks black. You can't see a flashlight through it at all. Bubbling away. I did not use a yeast starter for this. This was the first time I used liquid yeast. And I thought at such a low gravity that would be okay, but then it ended up being way higher than I thought. But I just threw it in, and I'd say within, well, overnight it was bubbling. And then here's the IPA. You can't see that. Let's see if I can get a bubble in there, and it's bubbling continuously. So far, so good. So that's it for me. I know it's a short one. Most of my videos have been really long, so I'm going to try to shorten them up. I'm having a pretty good day today, though. I was able to take the day off of work I'd personally had to use before the end of the year, and so after we were brewing last night, we were able to go out and have some fun. So I'm a little tired, but I've been able to just relax, get a lot of things done around the house. I guess that is it. And then any plans for the future in brewing, I'm not going to do any more until after the holidays. It's going to get too busy, and I really don't know what I'm going to do. But I'm hoping, no, not on the next Homebrew Wednesday, but 2 of them from now I'll be able to show you my kegging, and I'll kind of be learning as I'm showing you. Packers are on tonight. Go Packers. Guys, have a good week, and we'll hope to see you next Wednesday. Go Pack, go.